Listen. When I was a kid, right, I was effeminate. I was very effeminate. It was hard for me. But fellas have nothing to worry about. Men always get tense when I say I'm transgender.
Yeah, it's disappointing on a lot of fronts. I mean, I certainly feel like, these are moments where there's a lot of fragility, it feels like. I think that we're sort of like whip-snap reacting very quickly to things. I'd like to think that right now everybody is on a Zoom conference or a call or sitting at a table and trying to figure out a way to make this right. I don't want to see him lose his job. Jimmy Kimmel's been a friend of mine and supporter for a lot of years. And isn't it all of our right to not only be heard, but to let, the viewer or the listener or participant make that decision ultimately, whether they want to continue to support your livelihood? I think that we all would deserve that and want that.
When I heard that Jimmy Kimmel had gotten canceled for basically making a joke, whether people liked it or not, it was basically a joke, and it was a political joke. It wasn't a hate joke. It wasn't a racist joke. I was very taken aback because I make these kind of jokes all the time. I get on stage and I have a point of view, and if it can happen to Jimmy Kimmel, then what can happen to me? Are we all supposed to be on eggshells at any time? But I also felt the exact same way when Charlie Kirk was assassinated for simply having a different point of view and a political rhetoric. Whether you agreed with him or not, I agreed with his right to say what he had to say.
I think my reaction was similar to everyone in our profession. It was just like, wow, it was shocking because, we operate in a medium of truth and lightheartedness. And I think that, what we're trying to do, I think on a regular basis, be it television or in person at shows like this, we're human beings hearing the news, hearing about current events just like everyone else. And I think we're just trying to kind of ease the pain a little bit and make light of different situations to try to help the medicine go down, So it was a little sad and disheartening. And, I wish him the best. And I'm sure whatever he has next is going to be amazing.
Thank you. Oh, that's an accent. Where are you from? Germany. Oh, love that. I care about you. We're going to figure this out. And now at this moment, I'm thinking to myself, is there some sort of quiz I can take? Is there a test or something like that?
You're going to see swashbuckling moments of enthusiasm, and you're going to see more people lean in, because I think, especially when comics feel like our backs against the wall or somebody's turning the mic down, you wouldn't believe how that sort of it entices and excites us in a sense to want to give it everything we got.
So what happened to Jimmy Kimmel could make some comedians timid. It could make them afraid. It could make them corporatized and wonder, well, will I get canceled off this show or will I get backlash from the people? But I'm a comedian. I'm not a caterer. I don't cater to the people. I comedian for the people. And so not only is this making me the opposite of timid, I'm going to be braver. I'm going to push more. I'm going to do what Dave Chappelle taught us to do, which is speak up for our rights and tell jokes and be as funny as possible. And it's not that we make fun of people. We have fun with people. That's what comedians do.
I felt like I should ramp things up, just because that's what we do. We our medium challenges the status quo, and be it conservative or liberal, we create discourse, and I think that's needed, right, in a democracy. And I think one of the main things that we're operating from a point of love and togetherness and just trying to get everyone together in the same room to have the same conversation. And I really don't know any other avenues that's possible.
Right, but I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to tell you a little story. Is that cool? Can I get into a story? There we go. So when I was a kid, I was effeminate. And, I'm like, all right, he's trying to convince me that I'm gay, right? And I'm like,
nobody should have the mic just pulled out of their hand and told, what you're saying is no longer relevant. That's unfair to all of us. That hurts all of us, what happened to him.
Comedy is the last vestige of free speech that we have. It's the first wall of defense. It's what tyranny always takes away first, right? Comedy, humorous, when it comes to politics and political cartoons. It's always been right there. That's one of the parts of comedy. We talk about what we see, we talk about what we hear, we talk about what we know, the world around us. And so when it comes to comedy, there'll always be a political point of view. And the fact that anyone would get punished for their political point of view is something that you see in countries that are falling, countries that have tyranny, countries that are ending democracy. So it's something that I never expected to happen in the United States.
I'm someone who I just operate in so much levity in my life, you know, and trying to find the punchline all the time. And okay, cool. All right, this horrible thing happened today. How can I absorb this information and either leave it alone or make it funny? Or you know, give it to people in a way that is easily digestible, because they might feel all kinds of different ways and things like that, you know, and there are going to be some people that are like, I'm offended, I don't feel great about that, and I deal with that, you know. I deal with people that I say something and they're like, well we don't all feel like that. Well, I feel offended. I understand, but tell me why you're offended. Let's have a conversation about it, and then I'll explain where I'm coming from, and then we can go forth as such, you know. But you know, I just believe that we should come together in moments like this and not let any entity divide us any further than we're already divided, right? We're all in our little groups and tribes. So this is a house of togetherness.